It's your boy TD. I'm back again with another live, guys. And today's Happy Father's Day's live is going to be on my 20 players that you must draft that your league mates are not talking about. Now, listen, guys, these are a lot of guys that I have already talked about in previous videos. So, with no further ado, guys, let's get started. I hope everybody that's a father have a happy Father's Day. I hope we kill it today, guys. Let's go. Let me see what the chat talking about. Michael King, first one in the building. What's up, bruh? What's going on with you? Yes, sir. Guys, make sure, let me know if the stream is acting funny. Let me know if the stream acting funny. Yeah, he says YouTube. Yes, sir. He says Happy Father's Day, y'all. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And the test, what's going on, bruh? He says Happy Father's Day. Yeah, Happy Father's Day to you, bruh. He says, love y'all. Yes, brother. Love you too, bruh. Yes, sir. And the test says at Golden Corral in South Carolina. That's what I'm talking about. Golden Corral. That's what I'm talking about. Man, I don't really go to Golden Corral too much anymore, man. And our Golden Corral's kind of is picked over a little bit. But the food is good, though. Yes, sir. So, guys, let's start. Guys, let me know how the video is going. If something's messing up, if the sound is off, let me know. If it's lagging, let me know. All right, so let's start, guys. We're going to start with quarterbacks today. Let me get me a drink before I start. What's up, Dollar Bill? What's up, bruh? What's going on with you? Okay, guys, so the first quarterback that you should be targeting that's a must draft, a must-have player is Trevor Lawrence. Yes, guys, Trevor Lawrence. And the reason why that I love Trevor Lawrence, guys, is because of Doug Peterson. Now, listen, Doug Peterson is not necessarily one of my top offensive coordinators or quarterback gurus that I would mention off the top of my head, but I need to start doing that because if you see what Trevor Lawrence was with Urban Meyer, and listen, guys, I got to sit here and accept this right now. I was high on Urban Meyer. I love Urban Meyer. I love what he did for Tim Tebow. I love what he did for Alex Smith. I love what he did for a lot of players, J.T. Barrett. But when he got to the Jacksonville Jaguars, it was a travesty. I don't know what he did. I don't know if his coordinators was off or if his position coach was off, but he did a bad job with Trevor Lawrence. But when Doug Peterson came in there, Trevor Lawrence started getting better. I mean, you can see it each and every game. In the last 5 or 6 games, even in the playoffs, I love the way he played in that playoff game. Listen, guys, you're not going to always go out there and throw for 400 yards with no interception and 5 touchdowns. Sometimes you might throw 3 or 4 picks, and you got to still be able to win that game. Nobody caring about those picks. Guys, make sure you hit the like button. This is cutting edge content. So I saw Trevor Lawrence evolve into a different player. Now, listen, was I worried about him a little bit when Urban Meyer was his coach? Yes, I was like, well, I wasn't going to say he was a bust, but I was worried how good he could be. Now, I'm not worried about that. This guy can run, throw. I mean, he can do everything. He don't got a weakness in his game. There might be a weakness in every single quarterback that I ever seen play the game. Like, it might be a little bit of a weakness. I don't know if weakness is the correct word, but something that they don't do good. Trevor Lawrence, he might not do nothing the best in the league, but he don't got no weakness. He can run. He's tall. He's big. He has a good arm. He's very accurate. I mean, he don't got no weakness. So I believe this guy's going to be a must-have, must-draft quarterback, especially at his ADP value where he's killing the game. Yes, guys, so I love Trevor Lawrence. Make sure you pick him up, guys. Again, I don't go off ADP because it's dependent on your league. If you got super flex or single quarterback. And single quarterback, that's not really big. Single quarterback leagues, quarterbacks are really not that big, but I still want to get the best guy. Trevor Lawrence is a guy that you can pivot off of Pat Mahomes and Josh Allen and get him, and he can compete with those guys. So let's move on to my second quarterback, guys. My second quarterback is Daniel Jones. Yes, guys, Daniel Jones. And listen, I believe that Daniel Jones has a chance to win comeback player of the year or even MVP. I love Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones has Brian Daboll as a quarterback coach and also as an offensive guru. And that, to me, that's all I need is Brian Daboll. Look what he did with Josh Allen. And also, Brian Daboll, guys, wasn't a bad coach when he went back to college because he struggled in the pros early in his career. But you have to keep getting better. And he did. So he started off as a tight end coach and stuff. in the pros. Then he went back to college, started being an offensive coordinator, and then he came back in the NFL and got that job in Buffalo and shot up Josh Allen. And now he's in New York, and look what Daniel Jones is. I love Daniel Jones. Guys, listen, if you watch Daniel Jones as a rookie, he boomed. But Jason Garrett coached him very badly. And what I mean by that, he put too much on Daniel Jones, had him thinking too much. Brian Daboll doesn't do that with his players. He has them playing kind of carefree and just focusing on little bitty things. Not, what, check this and do this. No, Daniel Jones is not a veteran yet. Yeah, he's been in the league for a couple of years here now, but he's not still a veteran yet. He needs just to keep getting better. So, guys, I believe that Daniel Jones is going to have a breakout season. I think he has a chance to win MVP. I also love Darren Waller. Remember, I said it here first. A lot of people's giving me a lot of flack. And I have guys that tell me, Satiti, don't worry about, man, that's just part of YouTube. And it's fine because I have to do that. I'm an athlete myself. Right? I'm not saying I'm Michael Jordan or Kobe Bryant, but when somebody tell me that I'm talking crazy, if I end up talking crazy, I tell you, because I'm the first one. I'm harder on myself than anybody. But if I end up hitting, and then people want to go to these other channels and talk about this and TD, you need to do this, guys, I'm giving you the sauce right here. So I love Daniel Jones, guys. I think he's going to have a breakout season. He has a chance to win MVP. Go put a little bit of little bitty pennies on that. You know what I'm saying? Put a little bit of change on that. I think he can be, it can turn out good for you. All right, guys, moving on to my number 3 must-have quarterback, and it's Deshaun Watson. Guys, I love Deshaun Watson. I think he's going to be getting a lot better from the rest that he had by not playing for 2 years. Kevin Stefanski, I love his offense. He made Baker Mayfield almost into Pro Bowler, almost all-pro type quarterback. He almost beat Kansas City in the playoff game. So what you think he's going to do with Deshaun Watson? I love Deshaun Watson, guys. I don't have a lot to say about Deshaun Watson because he has the talent. He just needs to get more accustomed to the play calling and also just getting the rust off of him. So, guys, make sure you pick Deshaun Watson. Where his ADP is at, he's smashing. And this guy was a top 5 quarterback every single year up there with Pat Mahomes and Lamar Jackson and Josh Allen before he went through whatever he went through. I'm not going to talk about that on this live. This is Father's Day. All right. Going forward, guys, moving on to my 4th quarterback, and it's Geno Smith, must-have guy. And the reason why I like Geno Smith, guys, is Pete Carroll. I'm big on coaching, and Pete Carroll is one of my favorite coaches in the whole NFL. Guys, people, they killed me last year in the chat. Pete Carroll, old, man. Pete Carroll, old, man. Yeah, he old. Pete Carroll, they need to fire him. He got rid of Russell. What's wrong with him? And what you got to say now? Don't move forward now. Go ahead and talk about that now. What you got to say about Pete Carroll? Listen, guys, Pete Carroll is one of the best coaches that I ever saw coach football. I mean, look what he did for Richard Sherman as a 5th-round pick. Look what he did for Cam Chancellor was a 2nd-round pick. Look what he did for Bobby Wagner was a 5th-round pick. Look what he did for Russell Wilson that was a 2nd-round pick. This guy knows how to create a practice environment and a culture of let's go and get it, guys. It's almost like a salesman club. You know how everybody, they partying. Who gonna make the most sales today? I am. And they all go out there and attack and try to make the most sales, and they all love each other. But again, it can't last long because these guys, he psych them out so much, they'll start thinking they better than him. And that's what happened with Richard Sherman. Not that he thought he was better than Pete Carroll, but he knew the defense so well. He had worked so hard that he wasn't gonna have guys like Russell Wilson trying to taint his all-pro legacy with calling stupid plays during certain times of the game. So anyway, getting back to Geno Smith, this is what happened. That's why Geno Smith is a different type of quarterback now, because Geno Smith, Pete Carroll came in there and said, "Hey, Geno, you nasty. You one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL." And guess what? Geno started believing it. That's what Pete Carroll does. He's like a sports psychologist. He psychs people out. And not in a trickery way, but into a believe it in yourself, being the player that you always thought you could be. You see it with Teddy, what is the guy named Teddy in boxing, where the guy might be big, and then he go through where he lose 3 or 4 fights, and he almost ready to quit, and then they hire Teddy, and Teddy start telling him, you the best, you great, and they got to go out and win 4 or 5 fights that he shouldn't win. That's what Pete Carroll does for guys, and that's what he done for Geno. And Geno has really good weapons with DK, Tyler Lockett, and Jackson Smith and Jigba. And I think these guys are going to be booming. Now, is he going to be a top 5 quarterback? Maybe not, but top 12, one of the most consistent guys, I think Geno could be that guy. So make sure you pick up Geno. All right, guys, last but not least, and I got 2 bonus quarterbacks and honorable mention quarterbacks. When I say honorable mention, they don't mean they barely made it. It just, I had to put these guys on the list, but I like to do 5. 5 is like my key number. All right, the next guy is Tua Tagovailoa. Guys, Tua was going to win MVP last year, and I talked about that. I was one of the few channels that talked about Tua winning a championship. I was one of the few I'm not winning a championship, but winning an MVP. And I tell you, Tua, man, he can't throw. Look at this highlight. I said, I don't care about no highlights because I know football. Guys, I know what Tua and Tyreek and Waddle is. Guys, that's the perfect duo. Maybe Tom Brady would have been a little bit better because Tom Brady don't have a huge arm, but that accuracy, when you got speed guys that you can throw the ball to them in the right place and they can do that. That's what that is. It's time for people to boom when you got a great accuracy quarterback with a light touch. And that's what Tua is. If Tua stays healthy, I won't be surprised if he's the number 1 quarterback. Guys, Tua had 400 yards, 500 yards, 40 point, 50 point, 60 point, 40 point, 50 point. That boy was throwing, he was killing last year. 6 touchdowns. So if Tua stays healthy and they can block for this guy, hey, sky's the limit. That's why a lot of people love Devon Achane. I think Devon Achane going to be fine in this offense. I don't care who you bring in this offense. They're going to be fine. They're going to be fantastic. So, guys, I love Tua. All right, guys, here's my 2 bonus guys. Next guy is Jared Goff. Yes, guys, Jared Goff. Now, the reason why I love Jared Goff, guys, is this team is built perfectly for Jared Goff. Great offensive line, great coach, a hard-nosed coach that's going to support Jared Goff to keep him off from like getting sacked a lot. You know, this team is tough-nosed. It reminds me of the Cowboys. They want to hit you in the mouth. And this team is a young up-and-coming team. So with Jameson Williams coming off that 6-game suspension, when he comes back, and then you got Amon-Ra St. Brown, and you got Jahmyr Gibbs, and then you got David Montgomery that's going to be another type of breakout type guy, you got to take Jared Goff. Now listen, Jared Goff is not a guy that's going to necessarily be giving you 50 points, 60 points, but he's going to be steady like Geno. So I got to mention, guys, if you want to do the quarterback strategy, and I did a video on this, if you want to wait late to get your quarterbacks and stack your team with a bunch of killers, front-load killers in a super flex league, even in a single quarterback league, Jared Goff is the guy. Don't leave that guy on no waiver wire. No, sirree. Don't leave that guy on waiver wire. This is the guy you need to have. He's a different type of build. I just love Jared Goff, guys. All right, and last but not least, guys, before I go into the running backs, is Russell Wilson. Russell, last name Wilson. Russell, last name Wilson. Yes, that's Russell Wilson. Now, the reason why I love Russell Wilson is, again, it's Coach Sean Payton. Russell is not a bad quarterback. He just needs a coach that's going to build a good team around him and correctly. Russell Wilson is not a guy that you tell him to go out there and win 15, 16 games by himself. Omaha. He's not Peyton Manning. He's not Tom Brady. But this guy is a Hall of Famer, and a guy can play, but you just got to put the right players around him. You got to have a good defense. I'm not saying he's handicapped. He's not a game manager, but you got to be able to call the right plays. And I don't think Hatfield, I think that's his name, was calling the right plays for him last year. So, guys, I love a lot of players. I love Marvin Mims. I love some of these other guys that's going to be around Russell. And I think Russell is going to surprise a lot of people and continue as a top 12 quarterback and have some boom weeks. Got a great deep ball. He's still pretty athletic. Not as athletic as he used to be, but he's still really good athletically. Guys, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to this channel. This is cutting edge content. So, guys, I love Russell Wilson. So let me go to the comments. Let me see. Michael King says, what up, bro? What up, bro? And Joey says, TD, I be listening from the car. Thumbs up as always. Thank you, bro. I appreciate that, Joey. Yes, sir. And Joey says, I have Lamar, Hurts, Herbert this season, but Trevor or Tua might be my late round pick if I decide to pass on the top quarterbacks. I agree, bro. 100%. I love those top guys. And Dollar Bill says it's all about confidence. Come on, you know it, Dollar Bill. Yes, sir. It's about confidence. It don't matter how much talent you got. You gotta have confidence and hard work. That's what you see the most successful people in life, as far as billionaires, singers, performers. It's about confidence and hard work. Sean Bond says, Happy Father's Day. What's going on, bro? This is one of my day one guys. This guy's been supporting me a long time. I appreciate you, bro. Hopefully, if you got any kids, happy Father's Day to you, bro. And Jake says, Happy Father's Day to all. Yes, sir. I agree, Jake. Thank you, bro. My one and only CHB, guys. He will be coming up here. I think we're going to be doing some debates. So I will be bringing him on. He is in one of my listener leagues. And I helped him, guys, get to, I think, a couple fantasy football championships. I don't know if he won it or not. He'll let you know in the chat. But yeah, that's one of my homies. He supports me all the time. I appreciate you, bro. And Bengals fan says, bro, what up, man? What's up? 619 Bengals fan. And he says, fantasy already. Oh, man, got you. Yes, sir. And CHB said, you were the only channel talking about Tua. That's a fact. I was. I said he was going to be a beast. I said that him and Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle was going to boom with Mike McDaniels. Kami, what's going on, Kami? He said, billionaires belong to wood chippers. I don't know what that means, bro. He said, billionaires belong to wood chippers. And CHB says, Happy Father's Day, bro. You too. And Kami says, Happy Father's Day, y'all. And CHB says, 7 championships to be exact. Yes, sir. That's what I'm talking about. All right, guys. So let's move on to the running backs. The first running back that you should be targeting, guys, that I feel is a must-have in this draft is Najee Harris. Now, listen, I made a lot of videos talking about Najee. And the reason why, guys, I love Najee, let me take me a drink, is because of Mike Tomlin. Mike Tomlin loved bell cows. That's why they drafted Najee probably ahead of what he should have been drafted. But that's what he wanted, a 225-pound guy that can run in cold weather and win you cold weather games in the AFC North. And that's what Najee is. Is he some type of spectacular Derrick Henry, Emmitt Smith, some of these spectacular guys like Walter Payton and stuff? No. But this guy is a trustworthy bell cow, and I love Najee. And that's why I told him, and he's here now. My homie, he listened to me early in the season and drafted Najee last year. And as the season going on, Najee started struggling. And he would know my homeboy Sean Bonds, he would hit me up and say, TD, man, what should I do with Najee? A couple guys want to trade for him, want me to trade with him and get rid of Najee. And I was like, bro, don't do it, bro. I know he's struggling, but if you got to, because I understand this is, you got to do what you got to do, go on and get rid of him. But I would suggest that you keep him. And he was like, so he would keep him. He was like, man, wow, I'm getting some good offers. I said, don't do it. He kept him. And at the end of the season, he won his championship by keeping Najee Harris. And validate, if I'm wrong, Sean Bonds, let me know. But I'm pretty sure that's what happened. So, guys, that's what Najee is. He just started off hurt. If he's healthy this year, If he's healthy this year, Najee's going to beast. He get all them carries. I won't be surprised if Najee's the #1 running back in fantasy football this year, guys. I would not be surprised. I love Najee Harris. Mike Tomlin's going to bell cow him out. All right. Next running back that I think is a must-have, guys, is Rhamondre Stevenson. Yes, guys, Rhamondre Stevenson. And, guys, Rhamondre this year, with Bill O'Brien coming in, helping Matt Jones, because Bill O'Brien, one thing about Bill, he can call a good offense. I'm not going to hate on Bill O'Brien. I don't think he's a good people person or necessarily a great head coach, but as an offensive coordinator, and you got Bill as a head coach, I think this team is going to be good. It's going to surprise a lot of people. It still is the Patriots. They still got championship cachet. And I believe that Rhamondre Stevenson is going to be a bell cow, 250-pound, 40-pound running back that's going to catch more passes than anybody at that size. So I love Rhamondre catching passes. I won't be surprised if Rhamondre catches 60, 65 passes, and he rushed for about 1,300 yards with about 200 and some carries. I don't think he's going to get 300 carries. I think they will give Pierre Strong and Kevin Harris some opportunities, and maybe Ty Montgomery. But I think that Rhamondre, guys, is going to be good, one of the best balanced running backs that you can get for his ADP. I love him. So, guys, make sure you pick up Rhamondre Stevenson. Moving on to my third running back, guys. Yes, my third running back is Samaje Perine. I've been talking about Samaje, guys, since last year at the end of it. I told people he was better than Joe Mixon. I can't believe I said that because I've been a huge Joe Mixon fan, especially in Oklahoma. But Samaje, guys, this is what hard work does. confidence and hard work and have you where later in your season, you'll be ready to have, evolve into a different back. And he's a starter now. So I'm not worried about no Javonte. Now, Javonte is a good running back, but that knee injury. Don't take these knee injury running backs, guys, unless they fall to you in the later rounds. That's too dangerous. Because if you draft Breach Hall, don't come to my channel. And I say this is a joke, but don't come to my channel and ask me questions talking about, man, what I need to do with Breach? Man, is he going to be healthy week 8? Bro, I'm like, I don't know. I ain't go ask them doctors down in New York. You shouldn't have took it on Breach Hall. That's on you. So to me, guys, if he hit, he hit. I'm not telling you if you want to do it, you do it. But me, I'm not touching that because I don't know what's going on. I'm not gonna assume that he's a Nephilim like a Adrian Peterson, right? Remember how Adrian Peterson came off his knee injury? Now everybody else ain't gonna do that. So I'm not touching no Breach Hall or no Javonte Williams. So I love Samaje Perine, and you know what Sean Payton does with running backs that can catch passes. And Samaje gonna be on the field because he's one of the best pass protectors. That's the number one thing. Guys, sometimes guys ain't the most talented running back on their team, but they can block the best and they know how to pick up the blitz. And the coach is going to put him out there because you know he's going to protect your quarterback. So that's why I believe Samaje Perine is going to be a top 12 running back this year, guys. Moving on, my next running back that I like, that I think is a must-have, is Nick Chubb. Yes, guys, Nick Chubb. Now listen, I always told y'all, hey, get them PPR backs. Don't get nobody that can't catch passes. But listen, that's old news, and I say that respectfully. This year, guys, I don't know. You know, I'm not an analytical person because I know y'all will probably want me to say, well, Titty, what's the A-dot with this running back, and how many yards that he's getting when he's in the green zone, and show me these numbers. And I can't, guys. I'm not great at that. I got homies that's great at that. They give you all these numbers, and I don't, because I'm not talking about them when I talk about 3.5. Those are not my homies, but there's a lot of channels just come out here and they just straight give you numbers, and y'all be like, thumbs up. I'm like, guys, he just gave you a bunch of numbers. Where's his context? Where's the feel? It's kind of like the movie where Will Smith was in the iRobot. Remember? He's like, it just, you gotta have some feeling in there. People are not just numbers. So Nick Chubb this year, guys, this is a special year for the Cleveland Browns. Deshaun Watson is one of the best quarterbacks that Cleveland ever had. And also, Kevin Stefanski using Deshaun Watson, opening up holes and lanes because you're going to have to back up when you have a quarterback like Deshaun Watson. You can't put a bunch of guys in the box like you got Baker Mayfield. So it's going to give a lot of open lanes for Nick Chubb. And I think Nick Chubb is going to have 15 rushing touchdowns. And I think he's going to catch a few passes too. So that's why I love Nick Chubb. It's just a different year. Usually I'm not taking no running back that he got to beat an 8-man box every time. Nick Chubb is one of the best 8-man box beaters other than Derrick Henry. But this year, when he got a guy like Deshaun Watson that's going to be backing safeties up, he's going to be running against light man boxes because of Elijah Moore, Amari Cooper, and a David Njoku. So I love Nick Chubb this year. All right, guys, and last but not least, before I get to my 2 bonus backs, is Antonio Gibson. Yes, guys, Antonio Gibson. I love Antonio Gibson. Listen, I've been off on him kind of like a year and a half. But I've been staying strong with him because, guys, I'm going with talent. I'm not just going off of opportunity. Sometimes I go off opportunity, but Antonio Gibson is a phenom. Guys, he's 220 pounds and can catch. He played wide receiver in college, and he can play running back. They just got to put him out in the space and and make these safeties come down and tackle this big dude. That's what Eric Bieniemy is going to do. And to me, I think Eric Bieniemy took this job because of Antonio Gibson. I think that's the main reason why he took this job. Guys, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to this channel. This is cutting edge content. So, guys, Antonio Gibson, I think he's going to have a breakout season. I'm not worried about no Kareem Hunt if he come there. I'm not worried about no, Rodriguez or Brian Robinson. These guys can't do what Antonio Gibson does. Now, so in PPR, I'm taking Antonio Gibson. If it's not PPR, maybe you in standard, maybe you might not want Antonio Gibson, but I still do. I think this guy's a second coming to Debo. I think he should be used like Debo. All right, my 2 bonus guys, and I've talked a lot about these running backs already, but my first one is A.J. Dillon. Guys, the reason why A.J. Dillon did not hit his ceiling last year was because of Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers is a different type of quarterback, and I'm not going to knock Aaron Rodgers because I love Aaron Rodgers. I respect his attitude. Me and him think alike. I understand the way he feels, but a lot of people say he take everything personal. I do too. Because they said, Aaron Rodgers, you suck. that he have a lot of problems with his family. They say, well, Aaron, you this and this, because they doubted Aaron. And now Aaron is on top of the world. He's like, well, what you got to say about that now? So that's why he always came at the coach from the Cowboys. I can't think of his name, but he used to call him out and say, well, no, y'all wanted Alex Smith over me. So that made Aaron Rodgers check out a lot of plays that was called for A.J. Dillon to get easy touchdowns. And A.J. Dillon is a rhythm back. It's like Derrick Henry. You can't give Derrick Henry no 7 plays or 7 carries and think he's going to have a big play. That ain't how Derrick Henry works. You got to give Derrick Henry 20 to 25 touches, and that's what you have to do with A.J. Dillon. And this year, with Jordan Love being a first-year starter, that's what they're going to do. They're going to let A.J. Dillon touch it 20, 25 times and put Aaron Jones out in space and let him be a hybrid guy and play action and throw to Christian Watson deep. That's what this scheme is going to be. That's what I have a superpower, because I can read schemes. I can feel it. I don't got to do no research. And of course, I do a little bit of research, but I've been watching this game for over 30 years, guys. That's why I know the football the way I do. I only been doing fantasy for 3 years. So I learned it quickly by looking at the numbers and how people scoring. But guys, football is easy to me. That's why I can come over here and just tell you out the names, because I've been studying for years. It's simple. So I love A.J. Dillon. He's going to get a lot of carries. He's 250 pounds, and he run a 4.5. Next, last but not least, guys, is Cam Akers. Now, listen, I was nervous. I didn't touch Cam. I told people not to touch Cam Akers last year. But did I go pick him up off the waiver wire in a couple of redrafts? Yes, I did, because I saw what was going on. That guy, remember, his confidence. He got shook, and then he's like, you know what? I'm coming back. I'm ready to come back. And Sean McVay was like, okay, come on, man. And he started looking good. And him and Sean McVay has a really good relationship. That's why Sean McVay didn't cut him, because he would have cut most guys that acted like that. I don't want to play, man. This ain't right. He was like, no, man, look, take a few weeks off, go think about some things, and when you come back, we'll assess you. And he came back and he started hitting. Now, this year, you might say, well, this offense ain't got no weapons other than Cooper Kupp. This is Sean McVay. This is one of the best offensive coordinators. If Matthew Stafford is healthy, I love Cooper Kupp and I love Cam Akers. And I'm taking Cooper Kupp and Cam Akers in any draft where they follow. I'm taking Cooper Kupp at the 112, 2-1. Cooper Kupp is still one of the best wide receivers. And to me, Justin Jefferson and Jamar Chase got to catch up to Cooper Kupp. Cooper Kupp been doing it longer than they have. So Cooper Kupp is still a monster. And I also love Cam Akers. So, guys, make sure you pick up Cam Akers. All right, let me go to a couple comments. Guys, make sure you hit the like button. Let me see. Matt Galloway says, happy Father's Day. Y'all like, comment, and subscribe. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you, Matt. That's my homie, guys. That's the one I did the video with. And we're going to be doing more videos, too, guys, in the future. And debates. Kami says, love the show, brother. Keep up the great work. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. Yes, sir. Appreciate it, everybody. Make sure y'all hit the like button. The like button, guys, so this video can get out in the algorithms. Hector says, how about them Cowboys? You know, I love the Cowboys. I'm a Cowboy fan, bro. I love the Cowboys. I'm just now, since I've been doing fantasy football, I don't really cheer for them like a fanatic, right? I kind of assess them a little bit, but I still love them. Jerry Jones, man, is one of my favorite guys in the world. As I would love to read a book on him, man, because this guy, he came a long way. Don't think just a rich white guy that don't care nothing about nobody. Jerry Jones is a guy that I respect a lot. I love Jerry Jones. That's why I love my Cowboys. And I love Jimmy Johnson, too. Rex, what's up, bro? That's one of my day ones, guys. He said, don't forget to like and subscribe for cutting edge content. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And CHB says, don't be surprised if Brian Robinson outplays Antonio Gibson. I don't believe that, bro. But, hey, you could be right, but I don't believe that. You know, that's something that we're going to have a debate on. But I just don't believe it. He's not as talented as Antonio Gibson. He's a bell cow. He can get 20 carries, but I don't think he's better than Antonio Gibson. That's like saying Brian Robinson is better than Deebo Samuel. They do two different things. If you ask somebody can Deebo carry it 30 times a game? No, because Deebo is a pass-catching hybrid. So is Antonio Gibson. And Scott, what's going on, Scott? Scott says, TD, about a year ago, I started watching you because you predicted Christian Watson would be the next Randy Moss. Can Watson have a year this year like Moss rookie season? I don't know if it's gonna be nothing like Randy Moss, bro, but he is like Randy Moss. Christian Watson is like, if he's the second phenom athlete of since Calvin Johnson. So if you look at their combine numbers, Christian Watson has the second best number in the history of the game. Bro, I would say that Christian Watson, he's going to have a solid like 1,300 yards, maybe 12 receiving touchdowns, and a lot of big plays. It won't be consistent, but it'll be a lot of big plays, and it'll win you some weeks. You got to let Jordan Love progress. Now, listen, if Jordan Love, if he's there, yes, Christian Watson can have a Randy Moss season and go for 1,800 yards. But if Jordan Love is not quite there, but doing solid, then Christian Watson will be solid. So it's all about Jordan Love, bro. And Christian Watson's hands is nowhere near Randy Moss. So he will drop some balls, but you got to go right back at him. You got to go right back at him because this guy's special. He's actually a better runner with the ball in his hand than Randy Moss. But great question, bro. I appreciate you watching the channel. Scott says, Mike McCarthy, that's his name. Yup. Mike McCarthy picked Alex Smith over Aaron Rodgers when McCarthy was with the 49ers. Yup, and Aaron Rodgers never let him live that down. He gave him a hard time for the rest of his career over that. And I kind of love that. That's some Michael Jordan type stuff. That's some Kobe Bryant type stuff. So guys, don't, that's why I'm not saying I'm Aaron Rodgers. I would do everything that he's done, but you got to respect that man. You got to respect that man. And sometimes your superpower can be the same thing that can make you laugh, can make you cry. So Aaron Rodgers, if he was a little bit more humble, would he probably have won some more Super Bowls? Probably. But hey, that's the reason why he one of the baddest men to ever play football, because he checking out and throwing it to Devontae Adams. He ain't gonna give it to the running back on the goal line. That's what makes Aaron Rodgers Aaron Rodgers. And Hector says Brian Robinson is tough and runs hard. He is. But Gibson is a different type of guy. He's not that, he can run hard, but Gibson can run wheel routes. Brian Robinson can't run no real route. Derrick Henry can't run no real route. So Derrick Henry and CMC are two different players. If you use CMC like Derrick Henry, you're going to say that Derrick Henry is better. If you use Derrick Henry vice versa, you're going to say the other guy is better, right? So you have to use these guys correctly. I think Antonio Gibson is special at what he does, and Brian Robinson is special getting 25 carries or what he does. Scott says A.J. Dillon in a contract year. Agree. Yes, sir. Also in a contract year. They still going to franchise tag him regardless. 619, he says Joey B first round. And what you think about Joe Mixon this year in fantasy? They have rep the O-line. I'm not touching Joe Mixon this year. I'm not saying he won't have a good year. I don't want to touch him this year. I don't really like a lot of players on the Cincinnati Bengals. I might get Jamar Chase or Joe Burrow in certain instances in redraft. Excuse me, guys. But I'm not really a big fan of that team. That's why I haven't talked a lot about him for stacking. But, bro, I could be wrong. You said Joey B in the first round. I'm trying to think about Joey B, because I know you're not talking about Joey Bosa. Joe Burrow in the first round. In Superflex, yes, you can. In Superflex, yeah, but I'm not taking him in the first round in other instances. He actually probably going like number 7 to me off the board. I got Justin Fields in front of Joey Bosa. Joe Burrow. I got Justin Fields in front of Joe Burrow. And last but not least, guys, before I get to the tight ends, JV says, you fading T. Higgins this year? Yes, sir, bro. I'm selling as far as dynasty. Yep, I agree 100%. That's what I talked about with this team. I'm not touching T. Higgins. Now, Jamar Chase is different. Now, if I don't get Jamar Chase, I'm not going to be angry, but I ain't going to disrespect no Jamar Chase. I know what Jamar Chase is. He's a phenom. But I'm not just necessarily going to take him and, I got the best wide receiver in the game. No, I'd rather wait late to get Cooper Kupp or Amon-Ra St. Brown. But again, if I have to take Jamar Chase, that's the best value, I will. Don't get it twisted. All right. So, guys, let's get on to the tight ends. The first tight end, guys, that I believe that you should be, is a must draft and you should be targeting is Darren Waller. Yes, guys, Darren Waller. And the reason why I love Darren Waller this year, guys, is because of Brian Daboll and Daniel Jones. If you seen what Bellinger was doing, which was a rookie tight end, he was getting off a little bit, but he got hurt. If you get Darren Waller, which is unguardable, no linebacker can guard him. Now, he's not Travis Kelce per se, but he's a little bit below Travis Kelce as far as in running routes. Darren Waller is basically a wide receiver playing tight end that's a big dude, and this dude is special. So if he stays healthy, If he stays healthy, Darren Waller gonna ball out, and that's gonna trickle down for everybody. Daniel Jones, Brian Daboll. I mean, everybody. It's all about Darren Waller. And if Darren Waller goes down, this team could struggle because they don't got a lot of upper echelon guys. But that's gonna be up to Daniel Jones evolving to a big time quarterback, which I think he can. So, guys, I love Darren Waller this year. He actually, I wouldn't be surprised if he finished as the number 2, number 1, or number 3 tight end in fantasy football. Next, guys, guy that is a must-have, that's a tight end, is Juwan Johnson. Yes, guys, Juwan Johnson. The reason why I love Juwan Johnson, remember, I love hybrids. Juwan Johnson came out of college as a wide receiver, but he was like 6'6", 230. And he was just an okay guy, but then they transformed him into like a tight end, and he put on about 20 pounds, and now you have Juwan Johnson playing tight end that's a 6'6", 255-pound guy that's going to be used around the goal line, right? So he's a big, massive target that Derek Carr can use. Derek Carr loved Darren Waller, right? So he can use Juwan Johnson. Did y'all know that they gave Juwan Johnson tape on Julian Edelman? Ask me, I don't know why. Now, I love it because it tells me that he's going to get a lot of targets, but he's studying Julian Edelman, a tight end that's 6'6", 255 pounds. So I love Juwan Johnson this year, guys. I think he's going to break out. I wouldn't be surprised if he have 10 receiving touchdowns. Taysom Hill is going to be used different. He's going to be playing running back. That's why a lot of people, I'm fading a lot of guys off of like far as Kendre Miller, he's okay. Alvin Kamara, he might get suspended. I think Taysom Hill can get 10 rushing touchdowns. And remember, I was the only channel last year, guys, in the whole world that said that Taysom Hill was going to be special. Make sure you pick him up. He's a secret weapon. And he hit. I'm on Taysom Hill. Man, people unsubscribed from me when I said that. But I was on Taysom Hill. So, guys, I love Taysom Hill and Juwan Johnson. Moving forward, guys, my third tight end is Greg Dulcich from the Denver Broncos. And the reason why I love Greg Dulcich is because Sean Payton said he was going to put him in the Joker role, which Jimmy Graham played that same role. Now, I'm not saying Greg Dulcich is Jimmy Graham, but if he can give you 60% of what Jimmy Graham gave you, top 12 tight end all day, especially at the ADP that you get him in. His ADP is way down low. So Sean Payton, guys, is going to design plays to get Greg Dulcich out in space, and he's also going to help Greg Dulcich transform and get better at being a tight end, and I'm okay with this. So I love to take Greg Dulcich. Next tight end that I like, guys, is Chigo Okonkwo. Chigo Okonkwo from the Tennessee Titans. And the reason why I like Chigo, they have no weapons other than Treylon Burks. Now listen, if D-Hop come there, maybe Chigo moves down a little bit, but I still like Chigo. Chigo is another hybrid. You know, I'm big on hybrids. Chigo is a guy that can play running back. He can play tight end. He can play wide receiver. He can play fullback. He can play any position on the field, guys. He's that athletic and that gifted and that big. So I love Chigo. Guys, this is an offense that whoever is, you can go get it. Nobody is the number 1 or number 2 on this team. So anybody can come and form into this team. I actually like Kyle Phillips as a deep sleeper. I think Kyle Phillips is a slot guy that can come and take targets. So anybody, Treylon Burks, I like him too. So anybody can come and form out of this team. So if I was y'all guys, I would draft guys later off this team to see if whoever you think can end up being the number 2, number 3, or even the number 1 with Treylon. Like Treylon might not be the number 1. It could be Kyle Phillips, right? So I love Chigo. Moving on, guys, to my 5th and final guy before I get to my 2 bonus tight ends is David Njoku. Again, that's because of Deshaun Watson. I think David Njoku, guys, is fine-tuned for a breakout season. This guy is 6'5", 260 pounds, and runs a 4.5. Now, listen, the reason why he's getting started late, Miami was the first time he ever really started playing football at Miami. He was green. He hadn't really played a lot, kind of like a Jimmy Graham. So he's been getting better while he's in the NFL. Now he's learning the position, and he plays in a Kevin Stefanski offense, which hyper-targets tight ends, right? It's a lot of play action and boot waggles. And what a boot waggle is, guys, you get the defense flowing one way, and you come back the other way with a pass behind the linebackers. And that's usually where the tight ends are running their routes at. And that's what David Njoku is going to be at. And also in the red zone, did you see that one-hand catch? Did you see that one-hand catch that he did last year? So he's going to be doing a lot. He's going to be getting a lot of targets in the red zone from Deshaun Watson. So, guys, I love David Njoku. All right, my 2 bonus guys. My first guy is Pat Freiermuth. I love Pat. I think Pat may lead all tight ends with catches, maybe outside of Darren Waller and Travis Kelce. But if he end up with more catches than him because he's younger, I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if Pat Freiermuth have 100 catches this year. Pat Freiermuth, guys, is a really good route runner. He's not the fastest or none of that, but he just knows how to get open, and Kenny Pickett trusts him. So I love Pat Freiermuth, guys. I'm taking him. That's actually the guy that I'm kind of getting in mostly all my drafts, because after I get my team, it seems like Pat is one of the best tight ends that's left on the board. And last but certainly not least, y'all must have forgot. Don't forget about Kyle Pitts. He's still a phenom. I'm still getting Kyle Pitts. I'm still trading for him. Listen, guys, if you wanted to win Dynasty and spend a first-round pick on Kyle Pitts, you better go do it, because he's going to be worth $2, especially in tight end premium. He might end up worth 2 or 3 first-round picks. So get him now, guys. Go and spend that second. Whatever you can do to get Kyle Pitts, I think he could be a league-winning type tight end. So, guys, make sure you get Kyle Pitts. He's still a beast. I think Riddle will be able to support him and Drake London. All right, guys, let me go through the comments. Michael says, what about Dotrich? Yes, I got Dotrich on this list. Yep, I got Greg Dotrich on this. I love Greg Dotrich, bro. And Scott says Taysom Hill is fantasy gold because he had 500 yards rushing and gets rushing touchdowns too. Yep, he's a cheat code. And Rex says people are underestimating Cooper Kupp right now. I agree. He will still get 15 to 20 points per game. Yep. While the team was doing bad last year. Yep. If he stayed healthy last year, he was on track for 1,700 yards. I agree 100%. And Scott says, I love Dotrich. Great sleeper who has a good chemistry with Russell Wilson. I agree 100%. Yes, sir. All right, guys. So last but not least, let's get these wide receivers out of here. And then we can go enjoy our meals and enjoy Father's Day. All right. The first wide receiver, which y'all probably know already, is Christian Watson. Yes, guys, Christian Watson. The reason why I love Christian Watson, he is a hybrid, and he's one of the top 2 most athletic guys that ever come in the combine outside of Calvin Johnson. I love Christian Watson. Now, listen, he does drop a lot of passes, and he's not a great route runner. You don't need to be a great route runner no more to be special in the NFL. That's why a lot of people are turned off from Christian Watson, because he doesn't run routes like a Garrett Wilson or Devontae Adams, right? But you don't have to. Tyreek never did. But Tyreek is so fast, and so is Christian Watson. So you can get this guy carries. You can put him at running back. You can give him jet sweeps. You can do it all. They called it gadgety, but it ain't really gadgety no more. Debo took that out. They paid Debo top wide receiver money, and that's what Debo was. It's just a pure gadget guy. So gadget is no more gadget. It's just more how we can attack defenses now. So, guys, I love Christian Watson. I think he's going to be one of the most, the biggest ADOT in the league this year. I think he's going to be going deep almost every single play to try to stretch the defense out so they can run the ball underneath with A.J. Dillon and Aaron Jones. All right. Moving on to my next guy is Jahan Dotson, guys. And I think Jahan Dotson is just extremely talented. I think he's better than Terry McLaurin. I'm not hating on Terry McLaurin. Terry McLaurin is a Pro Bowl wide receiver. But guess what? Jahan Dotson is better. Route running. If you go look at Matt Harmon, reception perception, if you go look at the deep balls that Jahan caught, which Terry can catch him too, it's spectacular. So I'm trying to target Jahan Dotson in every single league. Guys, I can't get him in the leagues that I'm in because all my guys that, my listener leagues, these guys listen to me and they won't trade them to me. And also they know how I am. I'm not trading you him because, you own him. So no, I'm not going to trade you. I love Jahan Dotson. I'm fine if I have to get Christian Watson and Jahan Dotson is my number 1 and number 2 wide receivers on my fantasy football team. I'm okay with that. And as long as I got some stud running backs and stud and quarterbacks. So I love Jahan Dotson. Moving on, guys. My next guy I think is going to break out this season, and it doesn't matter who his quarterback is. It doesn't matter if it's Trey Lance. It doesn't matter if it's Brock Purdy. It doesn't matter if it's Sam Darnold. I think it's Brandon Ayuk. Brandon Ayuk is a great route running. Guys, if you look from last year, Brandon Ayuk had the best camp. Ask Debo, ask Purdy, ask all these guys. They tell you, ask Shanahan. Brandon Ayuk was balling. So I think this year, guys, Brandon Ayuk is out. He's going to break out this year. I think he'll be a top 12 wide receiver. So I'm trying to stack Christian Watson, Jahan Dotson, and Brandon Ayuk. I even spend a first-round pick on Brandon Ayuk just to get him straight up. And I think I may have gave up a 2 years down the line 5th round pick too with it because I love Brandon Ayuk. I think he's a young wide receiver. He's only like what 23. So Brandon Ayuk. Next guys is Garrett Wilson, and that's easy. He got Aaron Rodgers playing with him. He's gonna get hyper targeted. And I did a video on how Aaron Rodgers hyper targeted Davante Adams. What you think he's gonna do with Garrett Wilson? Get hyper targeted. So Garrett Wilson's probably going to lead the league in targets this year. I don't care nothing about Allen Lazard as far as how many targets he's going to get or Randall Cobb. The guy that's going to get all the targets in the pass game is going to be Garrett Wilson all day long. And Garrett Wilson is a good wide receiver. Don't get it twisted. I like Christian Watson better because I like deep ball guys. I like that 40 point, 50 point, 60 point, 40 point, 50 points. To me, that's how you win fantasy football leagues. Sometimes you get guys 15, 17, 18, and then you get one guy to go 50, and you get beat because the guy that went 50, he did all those points. He ate up all those points. So I like you can have a weak team, and 2 guys, boom, you can win that week. So I'm trying to look for that boom. All right, guys. Last but not least, and then I got 2 bonus guys for you. Jerry Jeudy. Yes, guys, Jerry Jeudy. Now listen, Jerry Jeudy got to stay healthy first. If he stays healthy, he's one of the best route runners in the league. And I think Sean Payton's going to give him the ball. He knows how to hyper-target Michael Thomas like he did, Sean Payton. He hyper-targeted Jimmy Graham. So he's going to be able to design plays for Jerry Jeudy to get out and space and do what he does. Be giving him where he could go right, left, or keep straight, giving him those option routes. Jerry Jeudy is great at that. So all we need is Jerry Jeudy to stay healthy. If Jerry Jeudy stay healthy, I won't be surprised if he's the top 12. So guys, these 5 wide receivers are my wide receivers that I want on my team. I'm not just giving you rankings. If I got Christian Watson, Jahan Dotson, Brandon Ayuk, and maybe not Garrett Wilson, and Jerry Jeudy on my team, as far as the dynasty, I love it. I got a killer squad. So I love all these wide receivers, guys. These are my favorite list. I think at least 3 or 4 of these guys are going to break out this year. I really believe it. I wouldn't be surprised if all of them doing that. That's just my confidence, but I could, I'm not going to, and nobody's 100% in this, right? I will stand on that I'm 75%, maybe 70%. Or if you go look at the players that I stand on, not just talking about a video, a deep, crazy sleeper. No, the guys that I say, I like him, I like him, I like him, I like him, I'm 70% on that. So 2 bonus guys. Guys, the next guy's Rashad Bateman. Now listen, I like Rashad Bateman even more, but I've been nervous because he had to get a shot. And I don't like that already. It's too early to be getting a shot. So if Rashad Bateman stays healthy, I think he can be a breakout player this year. I think this team, Lamar Jackson team, is going to be special. I think Zay Flowers is going to be special. I think Odell Beckham is going to teach these young guys how to run routes and be a professional. And Odell Beckham's going to have some good weeks too. He's just a little older and some injuries. But I love Rashad Bateman if he stays healthy. And if he don't, then, like I said, I could be off. But I love Rashad Bateman as far as his talent and his opportunity that he's going to have with getting one-on-one coverage because of you having a quarterback like Lamar Jackson, which brings 8 people in the box. And last but not least, guys, is Kadarius Toney. Yes, guys, from the Kansas City Chiefs. Now, a lot of people are talking about Rice. They're talking about other wide receivers on this team taking Kadarius Toney targets. But remember, Kadarius Toney is a hybrid. They're going to be using Kadarius Toney different. He's going to be doing punt return, kick return, and also running the ball around the goal line. You remember how Mecole Hardman for like 4 weeks was a top wide receiver in the NFL because they would just give him the ball around the red zone? I believe that Kadarius Toney can have a couple of those weeks. And I'm saying he's going to be a top 12 guy, maybe not, but top 24, close. So I love Kadarius Toney, guys. ADP is really, really good. It's a little high, but I still think you can afford to get him and it won't kill your team. All right, guys, so I'm going to read some of these comments. I think I got one. And then we're going to get out of here. Michael Reeves says, Juwan Johnson is my sleeper. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So, guys, I'm going to read through this list real quick. And then after that, guys, I'm going to get out of here. So, quarterbacks that I think is a must-have is Trevor Lawrence from the Jacksonville Jaguars, Daniel Jones from the New York Giants, Deshaun Watson from the Cleveland Browns, Geno Smith from the Seattle Seahawks, Tua Tagovailoa from the Miami Dolphins, and Jared Goff from the Detroit Lions. And Russell Wilson, last name Wilson, last name Wilson from the Denver Broncos. All right, running backs. Najee Harris. Yes, guys, Najee Harris from the Pittsburgh Steelers. Ramondre Stevenson from the New England Patriots. Samadri P. Ryan from the Denver Broncos, Nick Chubb from the Cleveland Browns, Antonio Gibson from the Washington Commanders, and A.J. Dillon from the Green Bay Packers, and Cam Akers from the Los Angeles Rams. All right, going to my tight ends. First one is Darren Waller from the New York Giants, Jawan Johnson from the New Orleans Saints, Greg Dulcich from the Denver Broncos, Chigo Okonkwo from the Tennessee Titans, David Njoku from the Cleveland Browns, Pat Freiermuth from the Pittsburgh Steelers, and Kyle Pitts from the Atlanta Falcons. All right, wide receivers, Christian Watson from the Green Bay Packers, Jahan Dotson from the Washington Commanders, Brandon Ayuk from the San Francisco 49ers, Garrett Wilson from the New York Jets, Jerry Jeudy from the Denver Broncos, and Rashad Bateman from the Baltimore Ravens, and Kadarius Toney from the Kansas City Chiefs, guys. So, guys, thank y'all for tuning in to this live. Y'all have a great Father's Day. Peace.
E-Butter go crazy.